ISB show. International week is back. UEFA World Cup qualifiers. This is the review video. Day one in the books, Rahi. We are going to start off. Remember, in the comments, a lot of these Norwegian fans have been telling me, I've told you that I've been on this bandwagon for a while. They finally got there today. So you know what they've been telling me? They're saying this shirt that I've been wearing it, everyone's gotten used to it. They're saying that when are you going to get a new shirt? Well, Norway, we will see you next summer, and I am prepped with the
Hey, there it is.
There it is. Norway will be at the World Cup. I don't care what anyone says, Rahi. There is no way they're losing the last match 9-0. You were right. I was right from the beginning. I'm going to put that video at the end. But anyway, for all you fans out there, Norway has made it. In this video, we are going to cover the rest of the matches that happened today. Don't worry, Albania fans, we're going to talk about your team. Ireland fans, we're going to talk about your team. We'll touch on the French at the end. We'll talk about all the scenarios. But we're starting off here, Rahi, because Norway made it, and this is how the group looks.
Ooh, and look at that goal difference. My goodness.
That is something else. So that's what we're saying. In the last match, the Italians who stumbled through Moldova, we're going to talk about that in a second too. It ain't happening, guys. Norway's making the World Cup.
The first half was nervy. I know the Norwegian fans were nervous. Estonia had one chance that looked like it might be dicey. It wasn't going the Norwegians' way. I know from all the comments you were nervous. You were scared. Is this going to be another blown opportunity? And then the second half came along, and guess, it wasn't Holland who started the party. It was Alexander Sørloth started with the goals, and boy, did they smash Estonia. Smash them. 4 goals, 3-headed goals. Holland with the beautiful finish to cap it off. This was a collective exhale sigh. It was the exhale of a nation in the second half. They knew they were so close, and this has gotten them there. They smashing their way to the World Cup. Why do I keep saying the word smash, you wonder? Because that's how I'm celebrating this victory, with a wonderful bag of smashed candy. Norway, congratulations. You're in the World Cup.
Do you want to explain what that is? For those of you who aren't familiar, what is smash candy?
To be honest, I've never had it, so I'm about to tell you, but it looks like it's a bugle-shaped chocolate snack. I have never once tasted this in my life. As you can see here, I'm about to open these and it's popular on these during this video. So I've heard they're incredible.
Okay, I heard it's a very popular snack in Norway. From what we've heard.
Yes, sorry. Yeah. That's the good part. It's a Norwegian, it's a Norwegian snack that's very popular. Yes. That's why I have them.
Okay. So let's see about that. So okay, look, I think this match was a beautiful microcosm of the entire campaign, right?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like how Norway came into this campaign. Everyone was saying, okay, we don't know how they're going to do, except me, of course. I said at the end in the suggested videos at the end of this video, I am going to put the original video where you picked Italy to win this group and I picked Norway. But anyway, that's besides the point. But it's a microcosm of what happened, because this first half of the match was very tight. It was a very dicey first half. Estonia played quite well in terms of the compactness and everything and had that one chance. And then it was like the inevitability of Norway that has happened throughout this campaign of smashing you with multiple goals. And it was like, there it is. There's the 4 goals. And the thing that's dangerous about this Norwegian team, and for the teams get ready in the World Cup, things can get real ugly real fast against this Norway team if you're the opponent.
That's exactly it. How many times have they scored multiple goals? How many times has Holland scored multiple goals? How many times has Sørloth scored multiple goals? How many times has Nusa scored multiple goals? This is a team that once they get going, they're very difficult to stop. And you saw the way these goals were scored. They're so difficult to defend against. That first goal that Sørloth scores, the Estonian defender is in position, but he just can't deal with his size. And of course, we know what Holland can do. This is a team that's very difficult to stop from scoring because they get good service from their wide areas from players like Nusa who can beat their defenders. Man, I would not want to play Norway.
Yeah, it's very interesting, Rahi, now what they do about this last match, because I think for Norway, your World Cup preparation starts now, from now until then. And we'll, of course, be talking about the team extensively between now and the World Cup. I think you go out and play it like it's an actual World Cup match, put out your first team and see how it goes. That's my take on it. I don't know if you agree.
I mean, we'll talk about Ireland, Portugal, and what happened in that game. And
Yeah.
it's my opinion that when you're into the World Cup, which you effectively are, you should take out a player like Holland, take out a player like Nusa, rest him for this last game, or maybe play them and take them out early.
Yeah.
You don't want to jeopardize something. For me, the party should start already. I don't think it's a risk here. You're playing a game that the friendlies will be the games that you prepare for the World Cup. Right now, I think you just celebrate and maybe save some minutes for a guy like Holland or even Nusa.
Yeah, I mean, look, they'll probably Norway. You'll probably play them for a period of time because it's okay. We don't want to get beat 9-0, but literally Italy will have to beat them 9-0 to make it. And then so I could see both sides of it. I just think that here's a good opportunity. Italy is going to come out there. They in their mind they have something to play for, right? And so it's going to be a situation based on that.
Yeah, and actually, the more I think about it, you're probably right. I mean, what a statement, right? It would be. You already beat this team 3-0. It would be an interesting statement to really, to cap this with a wonderful performance. And to your point, it is a tough opponent. Okay, I changed my mind. Treat it like a World Cup qualifier that it is.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. One quick word on Italy. Italy is back in the playoffs, and man, it's you look at the table. You look at what I showed you here. You think, okay, Italy did everything they had to do. They won 6 out of 7 matches. They took care of business. Even today, when it was a little bit dicey, they got the goal. But that's typical Italy, right? We said at this beginning of the campaign, they're going to beat teams 1-0, 2-0. They're going to find last-minute goals against Israel. They're going to find last-minute goals against Moldova. There's a difference between that and going out and absolutely destroying teams 4-0, 5-0, and whatever. At the end of the day, that's what hurt Italy in this campaign.
Yeah, and of course they lost to Norway, which is the big one. And so head-to-head is huge. Yeah, Italy's been okay. Consider the fact that Italy hasn't qualified for the last 2 World Cups. I'm wearing the jersey of an Italian team right now. I think they're going to find their way back into the World Cup finally. It looks like Gattuso has them in somewhat of a better form than they've been in over the past few years. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough against a Norwegian team that's been so good. So maybe they were unlucky, Saab. Maybe Italy was unlucky because they came up against the juggernaut that is Erling Haaland, that is Antonio Nusa, that is Norway, man.
Yeah, there you go. So Norwegian fans, we will welcome you. We will welcome you here for the World Cup in a few months. But from now until then, I have adopted you guys, and hopefully you have adopted me as well. All right. We are moving on while you eat that smash to the next group here. I guess we should do when they officially qualify. Officially, we can talk about it again or something like that. But
absolutely.
Yeah. But for the time being, we'll go on to the next group here now. Okay, so that's the way things stand in the Norwegian group. And here we go. This is how things stand in the next group. Another team, Rahi, we have to congratulate today is Albania. We have some very good Albanian friends out there. Congratulations, you are into the playoffs after a tough fought win in Andorra. It wasn't easily, but again, Mr. Aslani to the rescue for Albania.
He seems to always come to the rescue. And look, this is the perfect scenario for Albania. You play England, but you avoid having to worry about that game against England. Instead, England helps you out by beating your bitter rivals, Serbia, and helps you get into the playoff. Congratulations to Albania. Of course, they deserve to be here after that performance against Serbia in the last round. This is a team that has been good. Of course, we saw what they could do in the Euros. This is a tricky, interesting team, and they have a real chance to qualify from the playoffs off.
Yeah, the playoffs are going to get very, very spicy. We're going to talk about, we'll break all that down. We've kind of finally have the full gamut of teams in there, but there's probably going to be Italy. I mean, Italy's going to be in there. Albania is going to be in there. There's going to be some other teams that are very, very difficult teams that are going to be playing against. The Czech Republic is probably going to be there. You have a lot of teams that are kind of very evenly matched in a certain way. And, there's going to be some very, very tight games in that playoff round.
Absolutely. It's going to be tricky, but congratulations to Albania.
Yeah, congratulations, Albania. We'll have more about the Albanian team again between now and the playoffs. We're going to talk a lot about this team that, like you said, has done so well in the Euros in terms of their performances. And the thing I like about this team today is it was a match that they also were frustrated for long periods of time, right? Andorra actually played a pretty decent game overall.
Yeah.
But they found a way. And finding a way sometimes is about a little bit of, one move, it could be luck sometimes, but to get that goal that you need is so essential.
It's pivotal. That's what this comes down to. In qualifiers, you're gonna have games where you just don't have the same pace of play, where you're struggling through it. We've seen it from the best teams, but you just have to find a way to get a result. It's a big one for Albania, even against a side as weak as Andorra.
Yeah, 100%. So we're gonna now get into another match. All right, Irish fans, we told you we would talk about this match because, man, oh man, this is one of the most important and biggest victories in the history of Irish football, I feel like. And my goodness, this was a dramatic game, Rahi. What a crazy game this was.
This was insane because if we're being honest, I thought Ireland was dead and gone. You're playing against Portugal. Yes, they've already qualified. Yes, they're maybe taking their foot off the gas, but you think you have to beat this team to have a chance to make the playoff? That's a tough ask, sir. That's a tough ask for Ireland.
Yeah, and technically Portugal has not qualified, right? Like, I know they have the match against Armenia at home, but like, still, this was a match that they're going on. They were going to go to qualify for the World Cup in this match, right? And man, Mr. Parrott, I think after the match, he said this was the greatest day of his life. He said,
absolutely. Yeah. Announce yourself to the world, man. What an incredible, that second goal. My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness. I mean, look, we don't get a chance to see him play that often. He plays for Azad Alkmaar, so it's a good club, but I can't say we're seeing him and seeing what he can do. The first finish, he's in the right place at the right time, but that second finish to go near post to beat Ruben Diaz. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's an incredible finish. It's an incredible moment for him.
He gets the defender the wrong way. Yeah, Ruben Diaz the wrong way, and then he sends Diego Costa, couldn't catch up to it. And so it's just a phenomenal night in Ireland. And I remember before the matches in Aviva used to be like this.
Yeah.
Where teams would go in and they would be like, what the hell just hit us? Like a juggernaut. And that's exactly what happened to Portugal on this night.
Well, and that's the thing. You have to be honest. Ireland was the better team throughout.
Yeah.
They created chance after chance. Portugal was not in this game. They missed some chances, yes, especially João Felix was guilty of missing some sitters. Vitinha had one that he missed as well. But Ireland were worthy of this result. They were worthy of this result with a great performance. And this is what we've been expecting or hoping from Ireland for a long time. And it took them until the second to the last game to announce themselves. But it means they still have a chance. Beat Hungary and you're in.
So it's going to be a tough match, but one player, of course, that deserves all the credit is Kelleher. He's been grinding out performances while sometimes the rest of the team doesn't perform up to par. He's always there for this team, and I think he could be huge and crucial in that Hungary match. Because if he has, as we call it, on this side of the world, a partidazo, then you never know. They could go to Hungary and they could win.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. It's interesting, right? It's two teams that you'd say are pretty evenly matched. I mean, who knows what could happen?
Yeah, everything can happen. Okay, let's talk about this Cristiano incident real quick here. Okay,
we have to talk about it.
Okay, so for those of you who didn't watch the match, Cristiano Ronaldo got a red card for Portugal for basically elbowing.
Where are the Messi fans at?
Yeah.
This was stupid. This was stupid, and I know that this was after the first game against Ireland. He was upset. There was some back and forth. He said he was going to Ireland. He was going. He likes the Irish fans. He's going to behave himself. But boy, he did not behave himself.
He did not behave himself. I don't know. I don't know fully what was said or what was going on exactly. But yeah, it seems strange.
Look like anything was said. I don't know what happened. It didn't look like it was that physical prior. He just completely, very petulantly. It's a bad elbow. I mean, it's so visible. It's really sort of tempestuous. He's throwing a tantrum. I don't know why he does it. And here's the interesting thing. How many matches are they going to ban him for? because they have one qualifier left
Yeah.
and then the World Cup, which
Yeah.
means if he gets even a 2-match ban, that's group stage in the World Cup. Now, Portugal has more than enough of a team to play without Ronaldo, but this is not what a leader does, my friend.
It's very interesting. He's going to miss his last World Cup qualifier, in his career, and it's a weird thing. And in this match, to talk about this match, given Portugal's talent, as good as Ireland was today, could they have come back with a full 11 on the pitch? Who knows?
Ireland were too good for them today, and that's what that was for Ronaldo. It was frustration. Frustration at how good Ireland were, how much they were able to dominate this match at times, and you can't react that way, especially not if you're 40 years old, man.
Yeah, so Portugal not in the World Cup yet. Ireland in the playoffs, not yet, but in with the chance to get to the playoffs with the shout, and this is how things will look. They will, of course, be in that last match against Hungary, which we will cover. All right, Rahi, finishing off to the last group. Here it is. Which, of course, there is a team. You spent a lot of time in France. They will be going back to the World Cup, but an interesting situation in second place as well. But, of course, France is going back to the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, look, France, again, nothing impressive. They're fortunate with the penalty.
That was a little dicey, the penalty situation.
Penalty.
Yeah.
Honestly, Ukraine had a shout for a penalty a bit earlier that was probably more of a penalty shout.
Yeah.
So this is the narrative with France. They haven't been impressive at all. They've sort of muddled their way through this qualification. They're in effectively. They're there. They're into the World Cup. They're going to win this group. Look, but nothing impressive at all. And and sad for Ukraine. You got to say you have to feel hard done if you're Ukrainian.
Yeah, the way this game turned, this match turned, it was very strange because you said there was the penalty shout for Ukraine, which looked like a penalty to me. It could have been. I've seen those called multiple times. And then to get beat 4-0 in a match like this, now you drop below Iceland, and actually Iceland can draw the match and get through.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, it's a decent performance by France. In the end, you do get the goals, but you have to say they were struggling for some time.
Yeah.
And for Ukraine, they held their own initially, but to your point, you cannot allow the game to get away from you this way because the goal difference really does make a difference.
Yeah. The goal difference does make a difference. All right. A lot more football to be played in this European qualification. Of course, today belongs to Albania, belongs to Ireland. It belongs to France. They were going to get there anyway. But we will finish it off here because this, of course, belongs to Norway. Will be returning to a major tournament after 25 years. Unbelievable.
Oh, damn.
How is he? Good? Is he good?
These are excellent. My God. It's like a sweet and salty mixed together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I gotta get some of that too. I'm gonna, I gotta get some of that smash too. But all right. Rahi gives the approval on this Norwegian snack.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone, let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed these videos, please subscribe to the channel. We will be covering all the teams. Albania. We'll be talking about Ireland, seeing if they can do it. And of course, Norway. This is just the start of us covering you between now and the World Cup. You will be here next summer. For everyone out there, you have some words, Rahi?
Congratulations to Norway. Congratulations to you, Saab, because you said this from the beginning. You said they would win this group. I was wrong. I underestimated you. I underestimated Norway. I underestimated the snack products coming out of Norway. I had so much to learn, but you, my friend, you knew.
I did, but I have a lot more to learn between now and then, and I will learn more. I will learn more. I'll learn how to speak Norwegian. No, that's not happening.
That would be
maybe I can get a couple words. But anyway, for everyone out there enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. We will see you all soon. Keep watching the beautiful game.